So you might see in some animation the objects can change their shape from one to another. This effect is called morphing, and today we are going to discover how many ways we can do the same effect in Blender. We are not going to discover each and every method. Currently we are just focusing on the simple and the most basic one, and then we will move toward the more complex and more advanced level as well. So yeah, for this video we are just going to be achieve this result which are on your screen, how I achieve this result in Blender. So let's head toward the Blender and let's see how we can achieve this result. I have this bottle over here, you can see, and I want it to be like a sphere, as you see in here, like this kind of sphere have some wave texture going on, and then we will make it in a complete bottle or any product you want. Okay, so here's my model, and what I want to do is first of all just right click and set origin to the geometry. I already apply each and every modifier in the modifier stack, and you can see I have a lot of geometries going on over here, but you can make it as much simple as much possible in order to achieve more good results. So first of all we got a modifier which named as cast, and you as you see there it already just shifting its shape. So here I got a factor slider where if I move it to 1 it will be a complete sphere. Even though I can also select a lot of shapes here, like I can just go to slender and maybe I can make it cuboid like this, or maybe a sphere over here. So we can do like these three shapes over here, but I don't want to just make the slider go like this, like from 1 to 0 and like that. I want to control it externally, like a system where I just move an object near to it. So you basically get the idea. We are talking about the proximity here, so let's just add the proximity as well. So here you can see vertex weight proximity, and you can just add this modifier above the cast modifier, and you can see nothing happen. Why? Because we don't have an object over here. So let me just go to add menu, and here I can just add a cube over here. So what I want here is that when my cube just move near to the product, it need to be like in its full shape, and when it move far away it will be like a sphere. So let's just achieve this result very quick. You need to go into the edit mode, select all the vertices, and just go into the vertex group section over here and just click on add, name it like cast, and just assign everything to it. Now back in the object mode, you need to go into your modifier, and here you can select which vertices you want to affect with the proximity, and the object which affect the vertices are my empty. Okay, but you see nothing happens over here. Why? Because I need to add my cast modifier as well. I need to add my cast group, vertex group over here in my cast modifier, and you see nothing happen. Why? Because it is already set on 0. Let me just set it to 1. Okay, so now you can see it turns into the sphere, but now when I just move my this empty to the position, it changed into my product. So this is really the whole idea, where we are going to morph it from a sphere to our product. But there are some flaws, like you can see when I move this a little bit down, like currently my product is like more thicker over here because of the modifier, but it is not like getting the proper whole idea which we want to implement over here. So in order to correct that, we need to set the lowest and highest of the proximity. It is like a circle or maybe a sphere around the cube in 3D space, like how much area we want to affect with this. So let me just increase a lower as well. So now you can see my product is completely visible in its full proportion and how I want it. And let me just increase the highest point as well. Like highest point is the farthest point where it is affecting the product, and the lowest is the lowest area where it can affect the product. Okay, so now when I move this thing above my product, it becomes sphere, and when I move it down, and my product is coming back into the shape. But this is kind of a boring like stuff like this, and then it became into a product like a sphere, and it became into the product shape. So in order to fix this, what we can do, we can add some displacement to the product. So we are again going to our modifier tab, and here we are just going to add displace modifier. And in this displace modifier, you need to assign a texture over here. So I am going to use a new texture, and just press this setting icon so I can get into the texture setting, and from here I am just going to select wood, and here rather than bands I am going to make it ring, or maybe for more dynamic thing I can just add ring noise. But you can see my currently my shape is just distorted a lot. I don't want it. I want it like a sphere but with a little bit of distortion. You can play with this setting in order to achieve your desired result like this. And more important thing, you need to set the strength of the effect. So now might you see our thing is going into the shape, but it's still like a lot of distorted over here. So we need to set up this setting over here. Okay, so now you can see I am using this setting over here in order to achieve this result. So you it like more organic shape, but you need to be careful. Like I have some different sort of geometry, that's why these artifacts are coming off. But you, if your geometry is simple, then these artifacts will be just resolved by its own. So yeah, we have to fake a lot of thing over here. So now what we need to do is just jump into our modifier stack. But now you can see when I move this down, my product is also got distorted because of the displace modifier. I need to fix this as well with the same thing. Like when it came down, it will fix everything over here. So in order to achieve that, I again need to add the vertex weight proximity over here, and move it above my displace modifier here. And let me just go into the edit mode, select everything, and add another vertex group which is named as like displace, and assign everything to it. Okay, now in my vertex proximity, I am just going to add the target which is my empty, and my vertex group which is displace. And let me show you what happened now. It's still the same thing going on over here. So in order to fix this, we need to assign the vertex group in our displace modifier as well. So it is like the weight painting going on over here. So now you can see somehow I just reached to the point where I can just get a good result out of it. But this thing is still looking like some boring stuff is going on, because there is no movement while the morphing is going on. So what I want is like the wave should be moved, like the shape should be moved, displaced before the morphing is going to be happen. So I need to add the coordinates from here, like from local to object. And in object I am also going to select my empty. And now you can see a lot of issues are resolved over here. Our shape is now getting more organic over here. And now when I move this down, you can see our magical bottle appears. But still we have the same issue as in the previous setup. Like in the cars here, the lowest and highest are very close to the cube, and it will not cover the whole product. It need to cover the whole product. It is some back and forth. You can just experiment with each and everything over here in order to achieve your desired result. But so currently I am just testing it, like which one will help for me. Okay, nice. So you can see now my bottle is coming into the action over here like this. And now just I need, and what I need, let's see, is there any distortion going on over here? No, it's okay. So I am just going to move my timeline to like 60 frames and just press I in order to add a keyframe and go into the zero or the first frame and just move it above and press I again. So now when I play the animation, you can see my morphing effect is going on. So this is how you can achieve it, but it's very fast over here, and let me just slow it down. Now this is like according to your taste, what you want to do with it, like this. And yeah, now this is very smooth and like slow as well. So this is the morphing effect, which is we can simply achieve by using some simple modify over here. In the future we will also discuss how we can achieve different morphing of textures as well, and from the geometry nodes as well. So this is the simple thing I can show you over here, but yeah, we can do more complex stuff as well. So in order to remain yourself updated with all this stuff, kindly subscribe the channel, and if you do really like the video, just hit that like button and also do comment what we will do the next. That's it for this video. I will meet you in the next tutorial.